Do you believe in God?
I'm agnostic, I'd say.
Okay,
I'm trying to get more into religion, read the Bible.
I can prove God exists in 2 minutes.
Go.
Okay, so here's my argument. Okay, let me see what I can use. I've got different stuff I can use. I'm going to. Do you like nature?
Huh?
Nature. You like nature? Okay. Do you know how bees operate?
Yeah, they have nests and stuff, and there's a queen
Colony.
bee. Yeah.
Okay, so there was a German scientist. He's called Karl von Frisch. So he was very intrigued about how the bees operate, etc., how they work.
They have a very mechanical system.
They do. So what he did is one day, he had a colony, and in that colony there was specific bees. So one of the bees he put on the back, he like a red color,
Yeah.
a black color, so distinguish between the two.
yeah.
To see, yes. So what he did is obviously they flew out the colony. He put a nectar a bit further away, like let's say 1 or 2 miles in one direction, and a couple of miles in another direction. So with bees, they have a solar compass. Yeah. So even when the sun is not there, they have this solar compass. Yeah.
They know where the nest is.
They know exactly. Now, what happened is the bees went out, they came back, and he had obviously these cameras observing them. So what he did is he noticed that the bees were starting to dance. So the bees that found the nectar would come back and they would start dancing, wiggling their tail like an H shape.
Alert,
Yes. Now, what he realized what that meant was the wiggling of the tail and the dance that they were doing was telling them the direction and the distance of where the nectar is.
To alert the others.
To inform the others where the nectar is.
Yeah.
So then what happened is obviously they all flew out, they found the nectar, they came back. Now the question I ask is this. Would you agree that bees have knowledge?
Yeah.
Okay. Where does that knowledge come from?
Well, humans have consciousness. I'm not quite sure how that came around. Bees must have like a mechanical system as well. They don't quite have consciousness that they're alive, but they
Yeah, we believe they have consciousness. So
somewhat, yeah.
Exactly. Now,
They know that the other bees exist, but they don't know in themselves that they exist. I guess not like humans.
Exactly. Now, when we look at the bee sister, what we do is this. We know that it is created and designed in a specific way to serve a specific purpose. It has 2 bellies. One is for obviously what we all have, and the other one is for the honey. Now, the question is the following. If the bee has knowledge, there has to be a knowledge giver. Now, you said you're agnostic. So to me, is the following. Agnosticism means there is something out there, correct?
Oh yeah, for sure. I believe that there is definitely
Okay.
some kind of higher consciousness, because how would humans have consciousness?
Okay, good.
But
So
I'm not sure it's a god. Like, you can call it a god, but I'm not necessarily sure it's,
Okay, good. So let me make it personal for you. I want to take you from deism to theism. So deism is like you said, there is something there, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Now, if I show you a painting, via this painting, you will know a lot about the painter.
Yeah.
Number one, when you look at the painting, you will know somebody drew it.
Yeah, art says a lot about, the person that created it.
Exactly. So now, what we're saying is the reason why that creator has to be personal is because of the following. We look at the painting and we know, number 1, the painter exists. Number 2, he willed to paint. Number 3, he's an artist. He's good at what he does. Number
And
4,
you can infer other things from, how he painted it.
Exactly. And also he has knowledge. He has the power to paint. Good. Now, are you more complex in design or the painting? Is your eye?
My eye probably more in design, so that I could infer things about the painter. If he spent so long, let's say like a different type of art. Let's say music, right?
Yes.
Like, let's say someone was mixing a song and they spent ages and ages and ages,
Yes.
mixing the song. Then they must be some kind of like a perfectionist, I guess. Because they wanted to make the mixing perfect. But let's say the mixing isn't so good. Like, let's say the drop of the song.
Yeah.
We can infer that the artist was more focused on the drop of the song rather than the mixing, so it might not be as much of a perfectionist. I'd say art involves perceiving things about the artist as well as the art.
Good. Now, I'm going to do the same thing, but this time you are the painting. So when I look at you, I know a lot about the one that created you. It cannot be just a conscious being. Number 1, we know that, for example, or even let's say something bigger than you, the universe. We know the universe began to exist. So therefore, if this being exists, he has the attribute of to will. He willed the universe to begin. It wasn't random, he chose to begin the universe. Correct? So good. Number 1, we accept that he exists. Number 2, he has the attribute to will the universe to be. Number 3, do you accept that there is knowledge, information in our universe?
Yeah, of course.
Then he has to be the all-knowing.
Yeah.
Because your DNA, you made up DNA, I made up DNA, yeah? Okay, so now that's the reason why your eye color, what's your eye color?
Blue.
Okay, mine is, I think, brown. So, the DNA that we are composed is the reason why you look the way you look and the way I look. Which means the DNA is a sequence of 3 billion letters. And DNA is information. Information requires intelligence. So that shows that he has to be the all-knowing. Now, would you agree that there is energy and force in our universe?
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Then he has to be the all-powerful. Do you accept that, for example, there is mercy? Like, for example, when you see a cat on the road that's injured, you would want to help it.
Yeah,
Good.
but I
Then-
think that's a human instinct.
Of course, but where does that human instinct given
Yeah,
to us from?
I-
It has to be the most merciful.
Yeah.
Now, would you agree that there is evil in the universe?
Yeah.
Then he has to be the all-wise, because there are certain things that we see that doesn't make sense to us. Why are children dying? Why are cancer? Why is there natural disaster? He has to be
But
the
if he's
all-wise.
all-powerful, how...
So we say that if we said he's only all-powerful, then you're right. Because if he's all-powerful, why is he not stopping the evil?
Yeah.
We say he's also the all-wise. Meaning, for example, if my child is running towards the fire, and I've got long legs, call me daddy long legs, yeah? And I happen to kick him with my leg because that's the closest thing that I have. From the child's perspective, would he say daddy is a good daddy or a bad daddy?
Of course, bad,
Why?
Because he infers the action that is happening to him.
That I kicked him.
Yeah.
But does he know that I just protected him from death? So what we say is it's the same thing with God. We see the pixel, he has the picture. So when we see evil happening, we say that he has to be the all-wise, because there is something that is going on that we don't know. It seems wrong, and it is wrong. Don't get it twisted. Killing babies is not right. However, God doesn't ask anyone to kill babies. But also, at the same time, for example, we will have to then say there is a purpose to all of this life, because it cannot be a purposeless God. Because, for example, everything you're wearing today, the costume, has a purpose. There's nothing you're wearing, you're like, oh, I'll just put this here for the sake of it. Good. Then how is it that's possible that that creator has to put us here for a reason? That's what Allah says in the Quran, which you're going to read. I did not create the worldly life for fun and games. We will be questioned. And I don't want to go on, I want to give you a sermon, forgive me. And then the good and bad that we do, there has to be a day of judgment. There has to be hellfire and paradise. So that's why I would say the evidence that God is personal and not just a power there.
Yeah. But
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
You sure?
I understand your view, yeah.